So is high intensity cardio better than low intensity cardio? Are heavier weights better than lighter weights? Are more reps better than less reps? Is an hour and a half of yoga better than taking a 5-minute stretch break? This more is better messaging can have us constantly feeling like we need to push to get to the next level, that if your body gets used to it, you won't get the benefits. In this video, I'll share with you why this higher intensity is better message is making exercise stressful, painful, and thus lowering our motivation. I'll give you 3 tips for knowing the right intensity for each type of exercise. Hi, I'm Janet Holtz. I show you how to eliminate the barriers of pain, stress, and motivation so you can enjoy the benefits of exercising and whole person health. Why should you listen to me about something as important as your health and exercising? Well, I'm a clinical exercise physiologist, which means that I have an understanding about your body and how it adapts to exercise, especially when you have medical concerns or you want to prevent medical concerns. But I'm also a certified health coach, which means I have understanding about motivation and what tends to get in the way. I'm also a mindfulness teacher, which allows me to use those 2 pieces of body and brain science to help you figure out how to listen to your own you science, to listen to your body and your brain and your spirit, to know how to use exercise to be well now, to be whole person healthy, not just check the box of exercising and try and get it over with so that you can move on with your day. That's exercising stress. I want you to be exercising well. So I offer whole person health exercise coaching and online programs that are step-by-step, stress-free, based on evidence from body science, brain science, and using mindfulness to make sure that exercise is a resource for reducing pain, stress, and improving internal motivation. And so that's why this topic of intensity really piques my interest. High intensity training has really become all the rage. We started having boot camp classes and power yoga classes and fitness challenges like the 100 squat challenge or the 10-minute plank challenge. And this high intensity messaging comes from 2 misinformed messages about how much is enough exercise. The first one is calorie burning, which we used to think was unlimited, but now we know is fixed. So all those calorie burning apps and information on your cardio equipment may not be telling you the truth about how many calories you're burning. The second source of this misinformation about intensity comes from competitive exercise for sports or military or anything that you're trying to improve performance. Peak performance. But if you're like me and you're exercising to be healthy for as long as possible, to feel and function your best every day in your brain and your body, and just optimize how you feel, then exercise does not need to be informed or influenced by athletics or military or boot camp type exercising or misinformation about calorie burning. We need better evidence-based information about specifically how to exercise to feel and function your best in everyday life with less stress and less pain and more internal motivation. And so the truth is, to be healthy, more isn't necessarily better if your body is not ready for it. And even then, there's an upper limit where the return on your investment in your time and energy in doing more exercise and higher intensity has diminishing returns. If more exercise leaves you feeling muscle soreness in any level, it was too much too soon. Soreness is not a sign of progress. It's not a sign your body is getting stronger. It's a sign that you've raised inflammation. And that soreness in your body tells your brain this thing you're calling exercise is not something to repeat, which means you're going to need someone to push you to do more and keeps us in that cycle of struggling with exercise. And so use soreness as a guide to know if you've done too much too soon and back it off a little bit. If you can't move well, so for instance, if you're lifting heavier weights, but your body's going out of alignment, straining your back or your knees, it's not going to help. only when an exercise allows you to follow the principles of moving well. I introduced them in a different video, so check those out because you want to know these three principles for moving well and apply those to every type of exercise you're doing before you increase intensity to make sure you've got a really strong foundation that your body remembers how to move the way it's designed. It knew how to do that as a baby. You're hardwired for that, but we've strayed from that a lot. So check out that video to make sure that you are starting with a foundation of muscle memory for moving the way your body is designed. Another sign of doing too much too soon is if you can't wait to get it over with. If you need to distract to get through it, like watch a TV show just to get through exercising, or you need someone to push you to make you do it, you're not likely to stick with it when those external motivators go away. Your brain will likely look for the first excuse not to exercise, and it kind of keeps us in that all or nothing. And so with cardiovascular exercise, enough is based on your breathing, your energy level, and your pain levels, including muscle soreness. If you are out of breath to a level that feels uncomfortable for you, cardiovascular exercise lowers your energy, and if it increases pain, including muscle soreness, it's too much too soon, and that higher intensity is not going to benefit you. Cardiovascular exercise is about improving stamina, your ability to have lasting energy. That means that you want to be able to move continuously for a longer period of time. If that longer period of time makes you feel worse rather than better, your body won't be able to sustain it, and your brain will work against you. Your motivation will not be sustained. So choose the type of cardiovascular exercise, the intensity, and the duration that you can do in a pain-free range that gives you energy right away, and you will be getting the most benefits with the just right level of intensity for cardiovascular exercise. With strength exercises, one of the most important things to do is to start with muscle memory for the movement that you want to strengthen, not the muscle, but the movement. That's because if you're exercising for health, you want strength exercises to allow you to move better in everyday life. Muscle memory is the coordination of all of your nerve fibers with your muscle fibers, helping them learn how to move well again. That can't happen if the intensity is so high. And so you want to start with a low level. Starting with too much too soon of strength almost guarantees that you're going to strain your body, and then your body's going to tell your brain not to continue doing that type of exercise. When you start with the muscle memory for moving well, which is in the video linked below, then you have that muscle memory for the foundation of moving with the 3 principles for moving the way your body's designed based on movement science. And you apply that to the movements that you want to strengthen at a very, very light level, and then gradually increase the resistance, keeping it at a level that allows you to raise the confidence that you can move well rather than make you concerned about injury. So that little voice in your head is a really important indicator of if you're doing too much too soon. If you're doing a strength exercise and you're worried about injury, it's too much too soon. If you're doing a strength exercise and it makes you feel confident that you'll be able to do that movement in everyday life, then you know that you're doing enough to spiral up and get stronger. This is why in my Start Well program, I created a step-by-step way to start doing cardiovascular exercise, strength, and stretching. With stretching, there's a lot of misinformation because we tend to think, oh, if I do more, I'm going to make that muscle longer and make it relax. And actually the opposite happens. Too intense stretching tells the nervous system it needs to protect that movement and that muscle, those muscle fibers, which will create more tension. And so stretching at a light intensity, even just range of motion to start, oftentimes works really well, especially if you haven't moved much. When you're starting with stretching, do not start with an hour-long yoga class or even a 20-minute yoga class or even a beginner's yoga class. Yoga is what I call level 3 stretching because it combines movements and it asks your body to do movements that it probably has not done before or hasn't done in a long time. So when you're starting to build mobility and more flexibility, start with small stretching breaks at a light intensity and again, movement-based so that you're not stretching muscles, You're restoring the movements for everyday life and the ability to move in a wider range of motion, gradually working your way up to doing things like yoga, if that's right for you. But small bouts of stretching throughout the day actually works really nicely. You get the most out of stretching that way. And so question the high intensity message if it adds to pain, soreness, dread, or the need for somebody or something else to make you do it. If you're missing out on the benefits of exercising because of pain, stress, or low motivation, join us at Exercising Well and eliminate those barriers to start enjoying exercising for whole person health.